Get people to understand and notice that there are problems and issues that are going on with our young people, that indeed we who can do something should do something. And so PrEP is here for them, creating the opportunities, letting them know that there is potential that you have not yet discovered within yourself. Crime-free looks like me.
Do your part. Join the movement to a safer Bahamas.
One team in the north. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that is going to do it for us here in the north. I'm Ramiko Knowles. Thanks so much for joining us. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
On our broadcast this late night, history in Grand Bahama as the government finalizes the acquisition of that island's power company. Rally night in Eleuthera, our Leah Cooper in Savannah Sound, where the PLP took its Rally for Progress. And a new tourism digital card introduced, which should make the travel process for visitors a little easier. Those stories plus the day's other late news this late night, Tuesday, May 5th, 2026.
The Bahamas Tonight at 11, the final word starts now.
And it is good to have you with us this late night. We are beginning with several late news items. This late night, there's news of a demonstration outside police headquarters just after 6 this evening. Now, our news team understands that the official opposition Free National Movement mounted a protest outside police headquarters on East Street. Our Lloyd Allen has been watching the situation and joins us with the latest here at 11.
A crowd converging at police headquarters on Tuesday as supporters of the Free National Movement along with the Coalition of Independents joined in solidarity as concerns were raised following reports of ballot boxes being moved from the care of police officers to the Parliamentary Registration Department unattended by party officials.
We actually have agreement with the PLP, the FNM, the COI, and the Parliamentary Registration Department. We have discussed the situation that caused us all to be here tonight. And while we are satisfied that it was not intended to create this level of confusion, it's been accepted that there has been some confusion. So what we have agreed to do is that the boxes will not be moved tonight.
We never agreed to the boxes being held here. We preferred for the boxes to be held at the PRD. That's what we were promised that would happen, and it did not work out that way. Without any notice, they just decided to bring it here. We did not get any real advance notice that they were going to move the boxes today. The FNM said they were called at around 3 o'clock, and we were, I believe we were called after that, that they were moving boxes. I think it's the disorganization that is frustrating everyone and causing this kind of chaos. And we expect the PRD moving forward to communicate with all parties.
Nothing is unusual about what happened today, in the sense that they know that during an advance polls, that the family island ballot box have to be moved in advance. This was a deliberate intent by the chairman of the Free National Movement to organize supporters to create chaos. It's not only an embarrassment to their organization, but it's a deliberate embarrassment to the reputation of the Bahamas. For years, the Bahamas have been having safe and fair elections. And for some reason now, the FNM want to get the Bahamians to believe that there's some effort to steal a general election. The PLP don't need to steal a general election to win. We have a plan, we have a confident leader, and we have a confident team.
Now, after spending some time at police headquarters with the Commissioner of Police along with the Parliamentary Commissioner, representatives of the three major parties, including FNM Chairman Dr. Dwayne Sands, leader of the Coalition of Independents, Lincoln Bain, and representative for the Progressive Liberal Party, Alex Storr, all agreeing that the boxes that were in question will not be moved, and a further meeting will be held among the groups. Reporting from police headquarters for the Bahamas Tonight at 11, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Our thanks to Lloyd Allen. Well, starting tomorrow, those ballot boxes will be transported to the Family Islands and utilized at polling stations on Election Day. LaDon Davis spoke with Parliamentary Registration Department officials to find out how they are addressing public concerns as well as security issues.
Consultant to the Parliamentary Registration Department, Jeffrey McPhee, telling ZNS News that ballot boxes capable of holding thousands of votes will be transported to polling stations across settlements throughout the Family Islands. McPhee says extensive logistical planning goes into positioning these boxes to ensure a smooth and efficient voting process.
Weather is a consideration. Our use of the military forces airplanes, if they are available. Available seats where we find it contingent by flight carriers to carry our persons and their boxes. So all of these are utilized because that has to happen relatively quickly. They have to be, all of these for the Family Islands have to be pre-positioned, unlike New Providence and Grand Bahama.
But tensions flaring at the advanced polls, and during last year's Golden Isles by-election, concerns were raised about the potential for tampering with ballot boxes. But McPhee says Bahamians should not panic. He assures that strict security measures will be put in place to safeguard the ballot boxes throughout the electoral process.
The ballot boxes are always in the custody of election officials, not necessarily PRD. We turn them over to the election officials, the returning officers, presiding officers, and always to police department.
But according to McPhee, a separate contingency plan has been put in place to accommodate the large voter turnout expected in Grand Bahama.
A staff from the Parliamentary Registration Department would go to Grand Bahama, and Grand Bahama is equipped to do it on their own, but because they are 5 constituencies all on one island, our presence and the police are there when the ballot boxes are being packed.
If weather permits, ballot boxes are expected to be up and ready to accommodate the more than 180,000 registered voters expected to cast their ballots on Election Day. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm LaDon Davis.
The government is hoping for a repeat of its victory in Eleuthera, where tonight it made a case for why residents there should keep the momentum going with a rally for progress. On the ground for us tonight in Savannah Sound is our Leah Cooper.
The energy is high. The colors are bold here in Savannah Sound in Eleuthera. We are at the Longley Newberry Park, where the rally for progress is well underway. We just heard from the Progressive Liberal Party's candidate for Garden Hills, Mario Boleg, who encouraged constituents here in Eleuthera to make an important choice come May 12th.
So tonight, I'm not here to entertain you. I'm here to ask you to think carefully. I sit at the cabinet table of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. I have seen the weight of the decisions that the Prime Minister carries. I've watched our Prime Minister make decisions that meant the difference between safety and harm, between recovery and crisis, between a country moving forward and a country slipping back. And I tell you tonight, with all the seriousness I can say, I can bring to this microphone that the office is not a place to learn on the job. The office of the Prime Minister is not a place to learn on the job. This is not the time for an untested hand on the wheel.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Leah Cooper.
All right, Leah, and back here in the Capitol, political activist Ali McIntosh having her day in court today as she petitions the judiciary for an injunction to the 2026 general elections, citing concerns of invalid voters and possible compromise of the executive branch of government. Lloyd Allen reports from the Supreme Court.
Good evening, Bahamas. From the Swift Justice Court, political activist and leader of the Bahamas Constitution Party, Ali McIntosh, taking her concerns with the election proceedings to the Supreme Court, seeking an injunction. McIntosh cited to the Justice of the Supreme Court, Leif Farquharson Casey, a myriad of concerns highlighted by irregularities within the Parliamentary Registration Department's register. McIntosh argues an alleged defective register littered with persons who are reportedly falsely identified as Bahamian citizens through fake passports and voters' cards. Additionally, McIntosh claims the register, which is not gazetted, is also alarming, validating her claim. Now, Crown Counsel at the Office of the Attorney General, Olivia Pratt-Nixon, responded, saying according to Section 25(2)(a) of the Parliamentary Elections Act, a gazetted register will be published at the Office of the Parliamentary Registration Department, with copies given to respective candidates. Now, adding the law does not require publication in the dailies. Further, Justice Farquharson asked, what is the jurisdiction on which McIntosh is invoking the injunction? McIntosh then told the court similar cases internationally have occurred, but was unable to confirm if those cases taken to court led to an injunction. ZNS News spoke with McIntosh outside court on expectations on the ruling.
I feel that the law will prevail. Constitutional law is very strong and is very set. And so when we are looking at what should happen, the Constitution does prevail. So we do believe that the balance of the law, the case, the judge will rule accordingly. I believe what is necessary in this ruling, that public trust is restored in the judiciary, and that if there is a malfeasance or if there is misbehavior or inappropriate abuse of the executive, the judiciary should be able to step in.
A ruling on the case is expected on Wednesday. For the Bahamas Tonight, reporting in studio, I'm Lloyd Allen.
A story we will, of course, be following. Thank you, Lloyd. The Davis administration saying relief not only on the way, but it is here for the island of Grand Bahama, where today the government signed a contract finalizing its acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company. Here's more on what this move means for the power company and how soon consumers will begin feeling its impact. Government's acquisition of the Grand Bahama Power Company is the start of leveling the playing field for consumers, both residential and commercial. Grand Bahama Minister, the Honorable Ginger Moxie, and Energy Minister, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis, say this move represents more than a policy decision and delivers tangible relief to an issue that has plagued that island for decades.
For too long, families and businesses have carried the weight of extremely high electricity costs. This acquisition is not only about ownership, it is about fairness, accountability, and ensuring that the people and businesses of Grand Bahama benefit from the same modern regulatory protection as Bahamians elsewhere.
The acquisition relinquishes control of the utility from Canadian firm Emera, placing it in the hands of the Bahamian people for the first time in its history. There will be no disruption during this transition period. Jobs are secured and employee benefits will be honored. Speaking to ZNS News on the sideline of Tuesday's historic signing, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis on how soon customers can expect to feel relief from high energy costs.
It should come into effect at the next billing cycle, which would mean that customers should see a reduction in their bill of at least 30%, as high as 41% in some instances, depending on where you fall in the scales.
And as for how much this acquisition costs the government, the Prime Minister providing this breakdown.
It is less than 200 million, and we are adjusting because of there's some other hangovers that we have to deal with to determine the exact price. And once we have done that, it'll be less than 200 million.
And we have a lot more to get to this late night. When we come back, a new legal and business alliance formed. We'll have that story plus more. You're watching the Bahamas Tonight at 11. Stay up with us.
Imagine a world where every brand knows your name and every store awaits your arrival. Elite shopping, travel where luxury is a lifestyle and every journey feels like home. Dine where every flavor is just for you, every table reserved, and every moment a taste of perfection. Make every big moment even bigger. Experience banking where wealth isn't just managed, it's maximized. Step into a world without limits. Commonwealth Bank, leader in personal banking services.
Every job I've had, I've learned something invaluable. When I was in construction, my brother made us look for the screws and the nails in the dirt because your job could be held up if you ran out of nails. One of the sayings was, if you have time to lean, you have time to clean. You are always on the clock. The F&M knows a strong economy means better jobs, more money in people's pocket, and a real comeback. And our team will work every day to make it happen.
Sweet and spicy, marinated right, tossed with chili, garlic and ginger, got many flavors, like honey barbecue.
Signature hot wings, turn up the heat for you. Those pepper wings, what's your flavor?
Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know. So many flavors to try. What's your flavor? Honey barbecue, sweet and spicy, all new.
Signature hot wings.
What's your flavor? Roasted garlic parmesan, tastes so good, chicken, you know.
Those pepper wings.
Continuing here with our broadcast, well, with less now than a week to go before voters cast their ballots, flashy large-scale rallies and sleek paraphernalia giving way to an age-old question during Bahamian political season. Who's really financing political campaigns? And to what degree? In this report, our Lloyd Allen explores what's at risk in the absence of campaign finance regulations.
Remember, it's not just about regulations of potential elected officials, it's about trust.
The Organization for Responsible Governance is a watchdog group centered on fostering good governance, economic development, and civic engagement. Executive Director Matt Aubrey says no government has pushed forward legislation on campaign reform laws. He shares that the fundamental challenge lies in funding, transparency, and accountability.
It's fundamentally about the ability to understand monies as they're coming and moving through and be able to see if that has any impact on the way that somebody might represent a particular constituency or manage a particular ministry.
Now, what's important to note, Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis initially confirmed back in September 2024 and later reaffirmed in July 2025 that campaign finance reform would not come before the country's upcoming general election.
What's the priority for me now is to relieve the pain that my people are feeling right now, like providing fresh bottled water for people in Cat Island, Family Island infrastructure and development.
Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says yes to campaign regulations within reason.
Next election, I think it is important for us to be in a position to provide that kind of information because, again, you want to make sure of both the source of funds and the character of certain persons who are providing it.
Meantime, Coalition of Independents leader and Pinewood candidate Lincoln Bain, as well as Freetown Independent candidate Andrew Johnson, both weighing in on the conversation.
I am thankful that the OAS would constantly try to help us to make sure that our democracy is secure by observing. And I thank God for their recommendations, including campaign finance reform.
There are many things that need to be done and changed in this country. Finance reform is one of them. That's very important.
At present, the Bahamas has no comprehensive legal framework requiring political parties to disclose who funds their campaign, how much is donated, or how that money is spent. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Lloyd Allen.
Lloyd, the Eugene Depuch Law School and the Access Accelerator Small Business Development Center signed a memorandum of understanding focused on equipping entrepreneurs with the legal knowledge needed to operate and grow sustainably. 6-week courses are set to begin May 30th. The initiative is expected to provide training in key areas such as employment law and human resources management, giving small business owners greater clarity of their rights, responsibilities, and obligations in the workplace. SBDC Executive Director Samantha Roll and Acting Principal of Eugene Depuch Law School, Nicole Sutherland King, noted that collaboration is more than education, but protection, and ensuring businesses are properly structured and legally compliant in an evolving economic environment.
This MOU ensures that this is not a one-time initiative, but a structured and sustained effort, one that will continue to evolve to meet real needs of our small businesses across this country. Because the truth is, whether the entrepreneur has an employee or 20, whether those team members are permanent or contractual, there is a legal framework that governs those relationships.
This MOU reflects both institutions' shared commitment to serving the wider community in a very practical way. This initiative speaks to something that we value strongly at EDLS, that is making legal education more accessible, more relevant, more connected to everyday needs. And this is something that we strive to do through our professional development program, which was established in 2021 as part of the law school's continuing commitment to professional and public legal education.
Tourism's digital arrival card pilot program started today. The new system allows select visitors to complete immigration and customs forms online before arriving, replacing the traditional paper-based process. Tourism officials tout the initiative as a major step toward creating a smoother, more efficient arrival experience for visitors. The pilot program is being rolled out in phases on selected flights, with the current paper system remaining in place during testing. The digital platform is expected to streamline processing at ports of entry once fully implemented. The Bahamas Tonight at 11 turns to sports next this Tuesday. Over to Amajal now with a preview of what's coming up.
BAISS volleyball playoffs officially underway. Details of that story and more coming up in sports.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas. We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes.
Our first national youth guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
As the Bahamas keeps pace with the global energy transition, Bahamas Power and Light's Executive Chairman Christina Alston shares how the power generation giant is moving with intention, taking a strategic islands-by-islands approach to ensure modern solutions, upgraded infrastructure, and long-term planning meets the needs of communities across the country.
We're looping the entire island, so we have two-way power flow. We have 2 power stations on the island. I think that's very important that we maintain that flexibility. You don't want to have one power station at the end of the island, and then if something happens, we cannot support the rest of the island.
Addressing the perception that the country is behind in its energy evolution, Mrs. Alston outlines the significant onboarding of new systems already underway to ensure key goals are achieved.
I think the perception coming in was that, well, we're just so much further behind than the rest of the world, and that's not true. This is a very sophisticated system, and it's a very difficult system to maintain because of the density and the size. And then when you couple that with the needs of the Family Islands and how fast they're growing.
Reinforcing the approach of the new energy era, Executive Chairman Christina Alston emphasizes how working holistically and simultaneously across key areas is accelerating the country's energy evolution.
So when we decided to do the new energy era, it's almost like, well, I'm going in and I'm having to have this work done, and it's like, well, let's go ahead and do it all one time. And so that was the benefit of looking at it from a holistic point of view.
With the Bahamas keeping pace with global energy advancements, Bahamas Power & Light has taken a meticulous and strategic approach in ensuring that each island is supported through the introduction of newer technologies and upgraded equipment, positioning the nation for a more connected, resilient, and future-ready energy system that serves every island with intention.
We're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas. We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism.
We're supporting Bahamian athletes. Our first National Youth Guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
Welcome to your Tuesday Sports Check, the Cinco de Mayo edition, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports. It was championship and playoff day over at Aquinas College on Monday afternoon as the venue played host to the BAISS volleyball playoffs. One championship game on Monday in senior girls. Windsor School would completely dominate the Saints of Kingsway, winning 3-0. A familiar face roaming the sidelines for Windsor, along with a player, tells us about the performance.
So we only won one so far for the senior girls. Very dominant victory by our girls. Thank God for this opportunity. And I have to say, hats off to the girls. They put in all the work. I pretty much just guided them from the sidelines. And from day one, they were bought into the program, and I can't be more proud of them.
It was a really good game. Kingsway put up a really, really good fight and made us work for it. But it was just, we came out on top. It's been 4 years in the making, and we played a really, really good game.
And Windsor keeping that momentum going on the senior boys side in their playoff showdown. They would take down Kingsway 2-1.
It was a beautiful game. It went to 3 sets. And you know what? We played our best and we got the win, most importantly. And Kingsway, again, like my coach said, they're a scrappy team. So we were destined to lose points, but we got there. And we got the job done to get to the finals. And you know what? I'm so excited to play the finals, genuinely.
Other scores in senior girls, Kingsway, they would defeat LCIS 2-1. And in senior boys, LCIS, they would take down QC 2-0. Baseball news, Bahama professional baseball player Jazz Chisholm Jr. and the New York Yankees continue to roll. They would win their 4th game in a row, sweeping the Baltimore Orioles at Yankee Stadium on Monday. The Yankees won 12-1 and continue to lead the standings in the American League, where Chisholm hit safely in each game of the 4-game series against the Orioles, raising his batting average by 51 points over the last 2 weeks of the season. On Monday, Chisholm had a single in 3 at-bats, stole a base, and scored 2 runs. He's now hitting .215 for the season with 11 stolen bases in 13 attempts. His 11 steals are in a 4-way tie for 4th in the majors. He also has 3 home runs, 12 ribbies, and 16 runs scored. From the association, VJ Edgecombe and the Sixers, they would thud back to earth on Monday night in Madison Square Garden. 2 days after celebrating a historic Game 7 victory over the Celtics, the Sixers opened their 2nd-round playoff series against the Knicks, suffering a 137-98 loss. Edgecombe recording 12 points as the Sixers would fall 1-0 in that series. The Sixers' top scorer would be Paul George with 17 points. Joel Embiid had 14 points on a 3 of 11 shooting. Tyrese Maxey scored 13 points and went 3 of 9 from the field. Game 2 is scheduled for Wednesday at 7 p.m. And that's been a look at your sports on this Tuesday. I'm Amajal Knowles, signing out until tomorrow.
When bold flavor meets crispy perfection, something deliciously unexpected happens. Say hello to Wendy's new Italian chicken sandwich. Juicy chicken topped with Italian seasoned tomatoes, melty mozzarella, and a zesty mayo spread that'll have you saying, Bellissimo! It's the chicken you crave with a zesty twist you didn't see coming. Always imitated, never duplicated. Gotta be Wendy's.
we're expanding opportunities by investing in our people.
Opportunities like Upskill Bahamas. We created our first national apprenticeship program.
We're promoting Bahamian ownership in tourism. We're supporting Bahamian athletes. Our first National Youth Guard.
We're building new roads and airports across the Family Island.
The world will keep changing, but so will we. And we're just getting started.
Go online to read our blueprint for progress.
A lot of people out there finishing up the Cinco de Mayo festivities. For a check of tonight's weather forecast, let's say hello to our Diane Dorset.
Good evening. Our satellite picture shows a broad band of clouds with embedded showers and thunderstorms across the central Bahamas associated with a slow-moving cold front. Along with this front is a low-pressure system to the west, which will bring a few isolated showers this evening, but conditions will improve overnight as the front weakens. Winds will remain light to gentle across the islands. Now let's take a quick check on temperatures around the Family Islands. In the Northwest Bahamas, it's 73 degrees in Freeport City and Grand Turtle Key, 77 in Marsh Harbor, Abaco, and 81 in Allenstown, Bimini, and Bullocks Harbor. 82 in Fresh Creek, Central Andros, 81 in Camp Sway, South Andros, as well as Harbor Island, 82 in Rock Sound, Eleuthera. For Arthurstown, Cat Island, San Salvador, and Rumkey, it is 83 degrees, 84 degrees in Georgetown, Exuma, and the 4 our southernmost islands, 84 also in Clarencetown, Crooked Island, and Ragged Island, 85 in Betsy Bay, Auckland, Mathutani, Naga, as well as the Turks and Caicos Islands. Now tonight, you can expect partly to mostly cloudy skies and humid conditions with a low of 76. And for tomorrow, humid with sun and some clouds with a high of 85. Now looking ahead through the rest of the week, like I said, conditions improve by tomorrow, but we'll still have a pretty decent amount of cloud cover. Then by the weekend, another weak front moves in. We've got a shower in some spots on Saturday, a couple of showers on Sunday. By the new week, even more clouds and isolated storms. Now I know Sunday is Mother's Day, so this isn't to say you must stay inside, but if you do go out, be sure to travel with your umbrella. This week, we see our temperature gradually rising with daytime highs in the lower 90s, starting next week, and evening lows in the mid-70s. That's your late night look at weather. Have a good night, everyone.
Oh, thanks to you, Diane, and we thank you for being with us this late night. That is our broadcast here this Tuesday. I'm Corvell Python for Ammo, Diane, and our entire team. Take care, be well, and remember, the Bahamas Tonight at 11 is back tomorrow evening. Good night.
At the Broadcasting Corporation of the Bahamas, I'm Clint Watson, and this is ZNS.